Happy Monday. I hope that your weekend was like amazing because this weekend was like very interesting for me in terms of it felt like a huge transition. And so the beginning of this week really like felt like a new week. So happy Monday. I have my matcha as always. So, hi, if this is your first time here, my name is Janae. And I help women who are transitioning from employee to entrepreneur who are feeling a lack of confidence and they are working through some money blocks in order to truly redefine their success in this new area in their life. That's my favorite thing to do, and it's something that I'm super passionate about. So if that sounds like you, welcome. I'm so excited that you are here. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you'll be notified whenever new videos come on. I come on here every Monday and Wednesday, and I talk about topics that are relevant to making sure that you get to move the needle on where you are and where you are going. And if you're not watching on YouTube, seriously, just like hop on over there after if you like it. If you don't, then like don't even bother. But if you do like it, then make sure you like hop on over there so that you can see there's a ton of content already available. And yeah, totally like binge watch because that's what I would do. So I am going to make sure that this is showing up in the right place. And then I'm going to go ahead and like hop in because today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to build wealth. And so I feel like whenever this topic comes up, and I can tell you a little bit about my story as it pertains to this specifically, is that everyone's heard of the whole like make, save, invest. I feel like that's the most common thing that people hear when it comes to like how do you build out wealth? How do you have sustainable money for future generations and stuff like that. And I'm just going to be fully transparent. Growing up, I did not grow up with like an abundance of wealth around me. I remember struggling financially, and I actually feel like this had so much impact in terms of the career that I chose, the type of work that I was looking for, and like what I determined success to look like. So just being fully transparent, when I was choosing to go to college and become an engineer, I was like, okay, cool. They make good money. Like I could be sustainable that way. It seems not that risky. So that was like my make part. And because of my own background, just in terms of like not having a lot growing up, I was very, very, very prone to save. I know like a lot of times when people have that background of like not having like a huge abundance of money when they are younger, or like maybe they struggled financially, then it's either like you're like a chronic saver, or you're like, hey, I want to like spend and buy all the things that I couldn't get before. I was a saver. And so I like saved. And like, it was to the point where I didn't even really want to like spend money on myself. It was kind of ridiculous. Not from a place of judgment, but I say that because I was there. So then moving from that saving to investing for me was probably the most challenging in terms of like mentally getting over like what that meant. And it felt very, 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 very risky for me. And so that's kind of the area that I want to talk about, is that moving from either making money in terms of like, hey, you're making good money with your job and kind of like moving that into your business, or that moving from saving to investing. I feel like what I'm going to say today is going to pertain to both of those specific areas. Okay, so the first thing that is needed whenever you are talking about either like anything that you're doing is to make sure you get clear on where you are and where is it that you're trying to go. I can tell you that for me, I did this exercise literally at the beginning of this year where I had this really ambitious goal of paying everything off. And so I was like, in order to do this, I know that I need to be very, very strategic about like how I spend, not necessarily to limit myself in terms of budgeting, but to make like a spending plan or whatever it is that you need to tell yourself in order to like allow it to work for you. But I got clear on like where I was and on where I was going. And the reason for that is 2 reasons. One is it's kind of important that you get uncomfortable where you are in order for you to have motivation on where you want to go. That gives you like inspiration of like, hey, I want to like get to this place, and I see now like how big this gap is between where I am and where I would like to go. And In addition to that, it also gives you like, you can create a path from there because you now have 2 points. And it's like there are a lot of different ways for you to get from point A to point B, but you have to start with knowing where those points are. If you don't even know where it is, it's like a crapshoot of what will work for you, right? So getting uncomfortable where I was in terms of not just like where I was in the moment, but thinking like 20, 30 years down the line, if I keep doing exactly what I'm doing right now, will I be in a comfortable position? And that made me super uncomfortable, which led to the investing part. So when you are going into the building of wealth, it's really important that you bet on yourself. So I can literally tie that into every single major move needed in order to like do that. So if you're like making money, I don't know about you, but like I didn't go to college because I thought that I wouldn't make any money after college. Just being like fully transparent, I'm all about these uncomfortable conversations when it comes to like wealth and money. I went to college because it was a secure job for me to do. It was something that I knew that I would be able to do successfully, and it provided me with the money that I needed to make in order for me to have a lifestyle that would work for me. When it comes to investments, I don't know about you, but if you're not sure about what you are investing in, it's very, very uncomfortable in order for you to like want to put your dollars there. It's almost just like gambling your money away. Belief. Starting a business takes a massive amount of belief. I don't think anyone starts a business or a side gig or any type of entrepreneurial endeavor with a thought of like, this isn't going to work. You are betting on yourself, or you're betting on whoever it is that you're going in business with, or you are betting on the knowledge that you have gained, or you are betting on some information that you have gathered from someone else. Either way, there is a certain level of uncertainty that is there that you are able to still move forward confidently down that path, betting on yourself. And that is like absolutely critical. I'm gonna take a sip of water. That is absolutely critical when you are actually going down that path of building wealth. It is not shy of you like randomly finding like cash on the road, or like, I'm not sure, something that just like falls into your lap. It's not something that's just gonna like poof out of nowhere. It comes from like you taking action, which is my third point. Taking action is critical in order for you to build wealth. If you are like stuck there currently where you're like, hey, I'm making good money with my job, amazing, that's awesome. Hey, you've been saving a ton of money, great. Now what action are you taking towards your investing part? Like I said, shy of like randomly finding money like in a briefcase on the street. I don't even know if that happens in real life, to be honest with you, but like it requires you taking steps towards your goal. And if you have the belief and you have the motivation and inspiration in order to see the vision of where it is that you're going, it makes those processes a lot better. So it doesn't matter even like what type. There's tons of things that you can invest in. That's not at all what I want to talk about. And I also don't want to come at it from a financial advisor standpoint, but just from like a normal person who doesn't like not a financial advisor, of like, how can you actually get yourself to the point where you are even comfortable taking that first step? It is so important that you like go through that process. All right, I'm gonna take a breath. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me see if I can go ahead and like see the comments here and see what you're asking, if anything. And if you're watching this later and you're like, hey girl, I got a question, go ahead and like put that in the chat as well, and I will watch it later or read it later and then comment back. Awesome. If you loved this video, like I said, this is like normal content for me. Like every Monday, Wednesday, I hop on here and I talk with you about some hot topics that I find super interesting and that I'm clearly passionate about. If you are ready to actually like take action towards making those steps in your life, there's a free group. It should be linked somewhere around here. I'm not sure where, but you can go ahead and click in there and join there. It's also a place where every week there are free NLP and hypnosis calls. So if that's something that you are interested in, that's where you can see those videos. So you should see that in the chat or in the link. Otherwise, if you don't have any questions, then I will see you on Wednesday. And I hope that you have an amazing start to your week. Okay, bye.